Hello YouTube, today we're just going to take a look at some fish in the fish room and get an update on some of the new fish I got. I also got some packages from Flip Aquatics and Michael's fish room, and I got some Pleco Caves in the mail, so stay tuned and we're going to take a look. So first thing we're going to do is try to take a peek at the dragon gobies here. You can see one poking his head out there. Still no plants. Well, technically there are plants in here. I did add some floating plants to see how they would do in the brackish water. So that should be interesting. The water levels kind of dropped down a bit. About time for a water change, but there's the other guy there. If you remember, I started, oh man, can barely see him. Well, anyways, if you remember, I started with 4, but 2 did not make it past the first night as we thought. Looks like this is going to be our best shot. But the 2 remaining have been doing amazing. Really happy with them. They're actually a lot more active than I thought, as this guy's scooting around down there right now. So last weekend I did attempt to set these guys up in a 4-foot tank, but it was a complete and utter failure as I did not measure where the tank was going to go. I just assumed it would fit, and honestly it was so far off it was really embarrassing. So I was making a video on that, and then I completely botched it, so that video is out the window, and I'm gonna have to start over probably next weekend and come up with a new action plan. But they're still a little skittish. I will be getting some rainbows in here, the Pseudomagil cyandoralis, hopefully in the next few weeks. Kind of be a dither fish for them, but yeah, so not much to look at there, but let's open the package from Flip Aquatics. Alright, so here we are, a nice big box from Flip Aquatics, and I think what's funny is that this thing is taped all over the place with fragile stickers. You clearly see that, but it looks like they use this to play soccer or football or rugby. I don't know what they were doing. It reminds me of Ace Ventura when he's kicking the package around, because there is not one single spot on this box that is not just beat up. But anyways, I'm not too worried about the contents inside. To be honest, I'm not sure why it's even marked fragile. Probably because this weighs like 100 pounds, and this box does not open this way apparently. I'm just now figuring that out, but you know what? Got a sharp enough knife, although I shouldn't really be digging into this package with a knife. That could make my life a little miserable if I'm not too careful. So I'm going to do this with 2 hands and check back in. Alright, now that I've managed to open this thing like a complete baboon, all we have in here is substrate. Ugh, big bags of substrate. pH down. Ugh, I think these are like 15-pound bags. Oh, it'd probably help if I was in the light. 17.5-pound bags of the Fluval planted substrate. And there are 4 bags of this stuff. So roughly 80 pounds. I'm sure that's going to be really noisy on camera. But some of you might know, I think I posted this on Patreon, what I'm going to be doing with this stuff. But yeah, there you go, 80 pounds of planted shrimp substrate. That is going to be a fun future project. So the next tank we're looking at is the 40-gallon jungle tank, which is just really exploding lately. And interesting fact, I actually turned off the CO2 when I was having all the power issues. You can see there's nothing coming out there, and haven't turned it back on, and now the plants have exploded, which is kind of backwards, but you know, it's working. And what's really happening, see, it's really dark in here, and what has happened is turning the CO2 off. All of this is what's happened. I think prior to that there was maybe a handful of this stuff in here and it never really grew, but I turned off the CO2 and it's just exploded. You can see I have a stem here. Where is the end? There it is. So I have an Aponigeton olvaceus in here somewhere, and this is probably about at least 4 feet long. In here somewhere, you can see I have to plant some Crinum calamastratum back there. There's definitely got to be, oh there it is back there, these bigger leaves. Well, of course it's right where the glare is, but right, ugh, that's annoying. Oh, there we go. Kinda, right? It's this one right there. If you can see it, that's the plant that's sending off that huge stem. But the Kripp is actually doing well in this extremely low light, and even the Kripp Willisii down here, we got a little yellowing going on, but The Lagwidia over here is taking off. Bulbitis there is doing well. This little clump of Anubias nana petite, mainly the stargrass. I'm pulling the stargrass out every day. It's ridiculous. But all the fish are doing well. The rainbows are still spawning. No, I'm still not saving any eggs. I might actually give it a try after the holidays, but I don't know. But this stuff right here, this floating plant, oh, it's getting ridiculous. It is starving out my S. repens down here. So I'm gonna have to try to take it all out, unfortunately, even though I love it. I just love this jungle look. See, there's a female betta. There's still 3 of them in here. They're all doing well, although we can't see it really well. Let me see. Move the light back forward. So I did add my leopard frog plecos in here too. I need to get that Siamese algae eater out of here. They're really hard to catch. I'm seeing if we can spot any of the leopard frog plecos. I'm not seeing any. Come around to the side here. See anything hiding down here? No. I don't even see any of the Teleogramma burchardi, which are normally out. Oh, there's a little Corridora down there. That's the fun thing about these jungle tanks, is that you never know what you're going to see on any particular day. So this is a tank that I don't think I've shown in probably a couple months. This is my Lake Tanganyikan Paracyprochromis tank. You can see there are a couple male Cyprochromis in there too. But the nice thing about this is we are going to see some fry. There we go. There's a little paracyp right there. I've added a ton of rock in here since the last time I showed this tank. I need the bushy nose plecos out. I don't see them. I do need to upgrade the lighting on this tank though, because this stingray is just not doing these guys enough justice. Although they do look good, but the stingray is just not good for a 40-gallon breeder in my opinion. If you had 2 of them, it would be awesome. But I'll probably get another one of those aquaneat lights. Maybe 2. I don't know. I've been going crazy with those aquaneats lately. I have a theory though. I didn't start having power issues in my fish room until I started putting those aquaneats in here. There's another fry back there. So, I don't know. Coincidence? Maybe, maybe not. But I keep buying them, so whatever. There's a nice big male back there, but we're not going to get a good look at him. Definitely the dominant male. This guy's nice and bright. Just a real beautiful fish that I don't show as much as I should. There's a holding female right there. That's cool. Gonna have some more fry. So spinning around directly behind my paracyp tank is my breeding fish for profit tank. And I did do a live stream on this tank about 3 weeks ago now, but I haven't put it in an actual video in a long time. Ugh, look at all that bladderwort. That is very frustrating. Also, duckweed is back. Thanks to adding all this water wisteria in here, which I'm still just floating, but the guppy grass is exploding in this tank as well. This is kind of funny though. So this is Java moss, a huge wall of Java moss, now with guppy grass in there. And then we have Java moss over here, which is all stringy and nasty and not growing upwards. Maybe 2 different strains of Java moss, or from 2 different people. Just interesting. There's an interesting looking shrimp. Looks like it's buried too. But the shrimp are still doing awesome. You can see, obviously with all this moss, they're just gonna go bonkers. Way down here, Pleco's still breeding like crazy. All kinds of guppy fry, guppy colony coming back. Big fat female right here. Pretty good looking male right there. Just a little guy, so has some growing to do. Got the other males kind of over here. There's another female. I kind of like that female. It looks like a tiger paw. Huh, interesting. That's kind of cool. Now this tank, with all this fish in here, people always ask me, I have to do water changes every 3 days. It has the Costco LED shop light. What else do we got going on here? It's only filtered by 2 sponge filters. You can see one right there. Also one over there. This is the biggest one you can get over here. Like the 7-inch or 8-inch one. So yeah, breeding fish for profit tank is doing amazing. Alright guys, so the next thing I got in the mail, I actually already opened, and I had some Pleco Caves here. And I got these from K&M Caves, which you can find them on YouTube here. I am not sponsored by them. I was not paid to show these on camera, anything like that. I just think they're super awesome. This one, I actually really like this one, although honestly I don't know how practical it is. I don't really think anything's gonna breed in there because they need to protect their caves, which is why they like caves. But I still think it looks super awesome, and we will find plecos in there, but they just won't be doing any breeding. But I really like it. I don't know why, but I do. So it looks like we got all different sizes, so that's cool. These are definitely going to be going in my zebra pleco tank, as you know I'm trying to get those to spawn. Although it kind of got put on hold because I've been sick and etc. Holidays, excuses, more excuses, working lots of overtime, blah blah blah. But anyway, so that was pretty cool. Really excited to give these a try, and hopefully it'll give those zebra plecos the magic I've been waiting on. So the next tank we're going to look at, along with all the glare, this tank always has glare. There is nothing I can do about it. I know there's tricks you can do, backdrops, things like that, but I can't do it in a fish room. So, update on the aqua neat lights that I added on here. Doing well. You can see I'm now getting algae problems. So that means I'm just going to have to up the water changes on this tank. I have been doing it every 2 weeks, but I'll probably put it in my weekly schedule. Here you can see my pair of gold Ocelots cruising around on top, which is kind of weird. Julia Chromis over here, still breeding like crazy. Give a ton of these fry away. There's kind of a baby. Not really though. Getting pretty big. The yellow Calvis, slowly getting there. And then more glare. The Cyprichromis cruising around on top. This is a Cyprichromis utinta. There is or was a holding female at one point. Hopefully I didn't miss it. The Cyprichromis female I will take out of this tank and let her spit into a breeder box. There is a bushy nose pleco down here. This is actually a wild caught Colombian bushy nose pleco, so it has the really nice spots on there. Need to drop some algae wafers in there for him. Clearly not doing their job. This algae here, they should be able to clean that up, but I don't know if they're just not making it to the top of the glass. So at least it'll be easy to scrub. There is that. And the jungle val is still growing like crazy, so pretty happy about that. This is one of my favorite tanks, especially with these gold Ocelots. Just a real beautiful fish. So next on the list to look at is going to be Potato, the dragon puffer. What I call the most boring fish in the world, especially because this is where he sits. He doesn't even sit somewhere where I can actually see all of him. He just sits in the corner facing the corner. I assure you he's alive, and he just waits for guppies and snails, shrimp to go over to him. He won't even move to eat. It's absolutely ridiculous. You can see there's some snails down here. But yeah, most boring fish ever. He's lucky he's so cool looking, otherwise he might be a goner. So the good thing about this fish is if you wanted to do like a really nice aquascape tank with a puffer, he wouldn't really disturb anything. Being a bigger puffer, you know, he could throw his weight around and kind of cause a lot of problems with plants, but the fact that he never moves, he should be okay to do a pretty nice aquascape puffer tank, so that's kind of cool. Next up, we'll take a look at the 75-gallon Kripp Tank, and I'm noticing him on the front glass here. Looks like we have some issue with his fin there, and I'm going to have to go back and watch my unboxing video and see if he was always like that, because I don't remember that. Looks dwarfed. It doesn't really look like it was chewed off. It just looks like a deformity from birth, so I'm going to have to definitely check out that first video. This guy just hanging out here, this is where they normally hang out, is right here, or on this little spot right here. And it kind of looks like a T. They just kind of teeter-totter back and forth. It's kind of weird. But they're doing well. See, these are the chain loaches. I have people ask me about these guys. Chain loaches. Super awesome. Cherry barb's doing great. The rainbows are getting nice and big and colorful. You can see them shimmering when they're moving around in there. Pretty sweet. So the Royal Farlowellas are doing awesome. These are an amazing fish, and I highly recommend them. They never ever hide. So they're always out. They're super active. Well, of course this guy's not moving around, but this guy is. So super active fish, especially for a sucker mouth catfish, if you will. Here is a cribbensis. Not a common crib. I forget the name of it, like Malarkey or Morocco or something like that. It starts with an M. What do I know? So there you go. Everyone in this tank doing awesome. The Anubias that I killed off like an idiot is growing back actually surprisingly really fast. So I'm really happy about that. And I'm getting some blackbeard algae on the bulbitis here that I need to try and rectify. This crypt has taken off. Some other ones have melted back. The Anubias gold in the back is still doing well. So all in all, there is a bristlenose pleco. Anyways, all in all, this tank is still doing fantastic. So the last of my packages, again, I already opened up because I wanted to wear it. However, it is a size too big, so I'm going to have to put it through the wash and try to shrink it. But Michael and I have been doing YouTube and starting our fish rooms all at about the same time. So he's been with me from the start and I've been with him from the start. Super awesome guy. Definitely head over there. I'll put a link in the description. And you know, Guppies is kind of his forte. Obviously Guppy Nation. It's on the back too. I'm sure a lot of you already know Michael, but if you don't, head on over there. Lots of cool stuff on his channel. We live stream together every once in a while. Probably next week, hopefully. And he's getting close to 6,000 subscribers. So let's see if we can bump him up for the new year. Now, I've had a lot of people ask me what is the status on my dirted tank. I haven't shown this tank in months and months and months because I haven't done anything to it. The stem plants that I planted obviously didn't fare well, and I kind of knew that going into it, but I still wanted to give it a try. The Kripps have recently just started to take off over here. Still not doing anything over here, but you know, it doesn't hurt that they're covered in algae. As you know, we got a lot of L91 Plecos in there. There's one guarding the cave. There's also the L264 Plecos in here that I don't know if we're gonna see. Usually if I can hold this still. No, right there in front of my face there's one. This is actually my favorite Pleco, the L264 Sultan Pleco. I believe there's 4 or 5 of those in there. Oh, there's one right over here, guarding this cave over here. So we might get some action out of these guys, hopefully. That'd be awesome. Emperor Tetra is the blue Emperor Tetra, doing awesome stir by Corys. And then there are the green Phantom green Phantom Plecos in here as well. Though I'm not seeing them at the moment. Now I did order a bunch of sword plants to put in here, which will hopefully explode with the dirt. And that'll be a next project. I'm gonna do a like profile video on the sword plant, so that'll be a different video. But I just wanted to show this tank. Yeah, there's a piece of wood sitting in front of it, but this tank just gets highly neglected. And Neon Tetra Aquarius, if you've made it this far into the video, this is just for you to show you that I have not got rid of my Neon Tetras, and I don't think I will. The Corridora Lord Toensis is doing well, and we also got the orange scene Pleco down here still doing well. This was originally only supposed to be a quarantine tank. However, you guys know I'm redoing the fish room, which is why we're not looking at every tank right now. So yeah, the Neon Tetras have passed the cut of fish I'm going to get rid of. However, everything in this tank is going away except for the blue dolphins. Clearly you can see which ones the blue dolphins are. And that's only because these guys take forever to grow out. And there's actually quite a few of them in here. So the only thing that we'll be saying is the blue dolphins. And I just noticed this tank is looking absolutely horrendous. And both my Aqueon hang-on back filters are not working. So there's clearly power because the lights are on the same surge protector. So yeah, looks like I have a fun project to do today. Oh, also all the Synodontis I'm keeping. Let me clarify. Keeping all the Synodontis. Everything else is going away. So if you're local and you want to buy some cichlids for cheap, just send me a message. If you're not local, I will not ship, especially this time of year when everything is getting delayed. But there's some cool fish in here otherwise if you're into cichlids. So if you're local, send me a message. And we will check in on the only betta I own that has a name. This is Poppy Fish, still doing well in the 20-gallon split tank. Nothing over here except a single guppy and about 2 inches of duckweed. Absolutely hate it. This tank is probably getting tore down, that's why there's nothing on the other side. I'm going to take everything out, completely redo it, get rid of all the duckweed, and then Poppy Fish over here will have an entire 20-gallon planted tank all to himself. Oh, there's also shrimp in here. That could be a problem. There's a couple right there, yellow shrimp, and there should be some over here. There's also carbon really shrimp or black really, I don't know what they're called. They're really hard to see in here with the black substrate though, not to mention it's so dark over there. This is another Aquaneat light though, if you guys remember that video. So again, another Aquaneat light is doing fantastic, growing tons of algae on this glass as you can see. So we did have a problem when I moved him over here originally with his fins. He was chewing on them all. I don't know if he was just stressed out from getting into a new tank, but they have slowly and surely started to grow back, and hopefully he'll be back to his full form here pretty soon. Oh, get yourself a shrimp, buddy. Get him. He's way too big for you. What are you thinking? He looks so angry. He looks really grumpy. He must really hate those shrimp. Probably hates that he can't get to him with all the moss in here. It's kind of funny. So that's going to do it for this video. I hope you've enjoyed the updates. I know videos have been pretty scarce lately, But it is the holidays, it's that time of year, so if you stuck with me this far, thanks. We're gonna start the new year, hopefully adding a lot more videos. I got a lot of videos to shoot, I'm working on a ton of projects, so hopefully after we get over this holiday hump, we can get back on track with videos, and really looking forward to all the projects. So definitely subscribe if you haven't, hit the notification bell, and thanks for watching. I'll see everyone next time.